So you see, my son here, he's not eating anything. He just drinks milk. For 2 days, he can live like that. 2 days, 3 days, or just he wants to eat just chips or something. But he doesn't eat any vegetables. Anything you prepare any upama, idli, or any paratha or anything different ways. He is not liking to eat.
Okay. So when you think of your child, what word comes to your mind?
Kind of he's fussy eater.
When people talk to me about their child not eating and their child being a fussy eater, wish that I can get your parents to come here and talk about how you were when you were a 4-year-old or a 3-year-old, right? What kind of things you used to eat, or what kind of fuss you used to make, right? I think that would be quite insightful for all of us. Yeah, we kind of forget that we were also possibly a fussy eater. Or were we really a fussy eater? Or we were just learning to eat? Is he just learning to eat, developing what? Is he developing strength, muscles, thinking power? Is he developing all that? Isn't he also developing taste for food? Right? Not just taste for food, the whole thing about eating, the whole idea of eating, the whole idea that yes, I am supposed to eat, right? And I am not supposed to be fed.
But aren't vegetables and stuff important for him, for his growing age?
So the moment we start talking about food, mothers start thinking about nutrition and how much he has eaten, and vegetables, fruits top the list. Let's look at this closely. Is the child a fussy eater, or perhaps we are a fussy feeders? See, child is learning so many things, and he is learning to develop a taste for something called as peas and something called as bindi or brinjal or whatever you have it, upma, right? If you look at how a child develops, the first few months anyway the child is fed the breast milk, okay, and after that what happens? Okay, the parents start saying, come beta, see that crow, come eat it, and then look that uncle's car. So that the parents take them out, the parents take them in lab, parents play with them, dance with them, and feed them, right? Literally feed them in their mouths. Did you do that? Did you feed your child the first whatever, 1.5 years, 2 years, right? And then what do you expect now when the child is 5 years? Eat by himself. Why? He wants you to run around him some 20 circles, then he will eat. That's fun.
For some reason, he has a lot of attraction for junk food. Now, should I just give him junk food the whole day? You know, it's like chips or French fries. These are the only things that he eats the whole day. Isn't it a parent's responsibility to, you know, kind of give him nutritious food?
Okay, so a child eats all the time junk food, right? Who brings the junk food? Who cooks the junk food? Who puts it on the table? What I am trying to say is, as parents, we are responsible for what food we cook or what food we bring, right? But as parents, are we really responsible for what goes inside the mouth out of that? Now you would say that if I put only rice and only these things, he wouldn't eat, right? My question is, why will he not eat? He may not like it. So you may make something which you think he will like it but is still nutritious. So let's say you do keep a food which is nutritious, which you think he may like it, but he may not take it, thinking that you give him something junk, let's say chips or biscuits. What if you say no to biscuits and chips? What if you don't put it? What will happen? Right? He will cry, he will not eat. He will not eat for how long? 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 day? Nothing will happen to him. What is important is for him to realize that I am supposed to eat these things. Right? Once we realize that we are not force feeding him, right? We are giving things, we are giving options to him, we are giving choices to him, right? These are the 3 things that you can eat, right? Then it becomes easy for the child. Who decides how much you eat? Sorry? You decides, your tummy decides, and who decides how much your child eats?
Mommy decides.
Mommy decides, right? So what do you want? In your case, you want the tummy to decide. In the child case, mommy to decide. Now there comes the problem. Now for the child, the problem is we don't let his tummy decide. We don't let his taste buds decide. We say, no, 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 mummy decides. And then mummy is all the time worrying. Now, if I am a worried head in front of the child, now imagine that you are eating on a table and there are people all around you worrying about you, about what you are eating, how much are you eating, did you finish your peas, did you finish your chapati. Imagine you are sitting on a table and this is what is happening around now. Will you be able to eat peacefully? Will you like to eat? No, you will resist. And the more you resist, the more the other people pounces. So that's the drama being enacted at the dining table. Now what are we talking about? We are talking about a parent who is a fussy feeder. Now since you think he is a fussy eater, what's going on in your mind?
Just how to convince him what I like him to eat.
Right. Are you also worried, anxious that he's not going to eat? Is it kind of building it inside you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What else is going on in your mind?
Like, what he will say after seeing this particular dish.
Okay.
What he will ask me, what I should, tell him to somehow make him to eat that particular.
Okay. And what are you feeling?
I feel somehow he should eat.
Right. But what are you feeling?
Before or after?
No. Now that you've served him food, just about the lunch is about to start. How are you feeling?
Lot of anxiety that
Now when we are so anxious, right? When we've served the lunch, we think he's a fussy eater, so our anxiety is building up, he's not going to eat, and that anxiety is getting passed on to the child. So how is he feeling? He's also knowing, he's saying, oh God, here comes mama, right? And she's going to now either nag me about the food or push it inside my mouth. How do I avoid this somehow? Should I cook up some excuse? Tummy is aching, or the common excuse that he comes up with, right? So that's scenario one. Now let's imagine a changed scenario. Let's say I did some magic to you and you started thinking my child is a fine eater, right? So today you go home and you think my child is a fine eater, right? Now when you go to the table, what will be on your mind?
Nothing.
Nothing. And how you would be feeling?
Just free mind.
And okay, free mind, right? And how will the child respond, see you? How will the child receive you?
Probably happy.
Probably happy. Okay. When we are tense, we are passing the tension. We are relaxed, we are smiling, we are cool about it. We are passing on that to the child. Now in which circumstances you think he's going to eat better?
Second one.
That's precisely my point, right? The more we become fussy feeders, we are actually creating something called as fussy eaters.
Correct.
Right? If we stop thinking about the child as a fussy eater and we stop becoming a fussy feeder, then we create an atmosphere where the child can possibly explore what to eat, how much to eat, how to eat, right? Then possibly when the child does not eat for 10 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, you will not get anxious. Otherwise, the moment the child doesn't eat enough, who is building up anxiety? We are building up anxiety. And that really spoils the child's lunch. The worst meal that you can give to me is one laden with anxiety. Right? I want tasty meals, not tension meals. Right? So we say let the child's, not mummy, but tummy decide, let the child lead. Right? We bring in options. Right? We involve the child in many different ways, in cooking, in serving, in placing it on the table. We make games not on the eating part, on the rest of it. But let the child take control. The more we give him the control of eating, the more he is learning to eat. So he is not yet learned to eat, but he is learning to eat, and I am sure he will soon pick up.